Hi, it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm going to present how we are transforming Dwelling to become a more data-driven company. My name is Rita Silva, and I'm the Data and Analytics Director in Dwelling. We started 4 years ago with a vision that was to unlock the potential of our people and help them to take better decisions using data, to increase competitive advantage, having a flawless execution in a more cost-efficient way, and to put the customer in the center. Improving the customer service and presenting the best offer at the right moment. How we did that? So we started to collect real-time information, having the right data at the right time. We started to focus on managing better the risks with the simulation and mathematical optimization models, and also to reduce uncertainty. So the airlines live in a very uncertain world. Just 2 years ago, we are facing major disruptions to the airline congestion, and now we are one of the most impacted sectors due to the COVID crisis. So what are our main pillars for the data-driven transformation? One of them is developing artificial intelligence and machine learning models and transform Dwelling in an algorithmic company, embedding these models in what we call smart apps that are advanced decision support systems. Also having a strategy that we call easy data, so available data for everyone and easy to use. And also focusing on data quality and data governance, putting in place the right accountability so we can guarantee the data has the right quality. Without this, we will have garbage in, garbage out, and we were not able to develop the advanced analytics model. Also, our data should be treated as an asset, the same way we treat our aircrafts. And also we are focusing on influencing the business processes of the company, identifying opportunities to improve these business processes using data and analytics. So we started with a very simple framework, understandable for everyone. So there are three main areas. One that we call business insights. They are more working on visualization, using tools like Tableau. They are doing ad hoc analysis, more descriptive analytics, developing quick wins for the business areas. The data science team is focusing on, it's more a research area where they use machine learning models to transform business processes. And then the data management area where we have the data engineering consolidating the data and preparing data to be used. We have developed big data cloud architecture that is being developed since the last 4 years. We were looking to have agility, scalability in a very cost-efficient way. For example, when we train a machine learning model, we need huge computation power, but when we are just executing the scoring of this model, we don't need so much computation power. So in cloud, we can have this agility and scalability. And also we are focusing on training our people. So we have different training programs in place. We have what we call data doctor sessions weekly, where the business areas can enroll and can ask questions, and we have on-the-job training activities to help them to use the different tools and to know where the data is. Also, we have changed the way of working, so we have created the concept of hub and spoke. So the center of excellence is the hub. In the spoke, we identify data champions in the business areas and we train them, and they work together with us in mixed teams. And with this model, we started in commercial with a team of 6. Now we are helping all the areas of the company, and the team has grown up to almost 90 people. And I really believe in diversity. We have in the team, we have different backgrounds, different academic levels, from maths to physics, telecommunication, marketing, business administration, different countries. So this gives us lots of flexibility to tackle different challenges. And we are developing this type of projects in a very agile way. We really believe that a digital transformation should be a data-led digital transformation, and we are developing different initiatives to prepare to this new normality. We are also promoting test and learn approach to act very quickly and be able to connect the IT team with the business team, with the data team together. So we started this journey in different departments, and when we start with the business area, normally when it's not so mature using data, they take their decisions mostly based on their intuition, their business expertise. Then we start to work with them, and we start to put in place several data sources, and we start to develop more descriptive analytics. So try to understand what happened. Then we start to understand why is this happening, and then we start to predict what will happen. So why are we delaying our flights? Why are we selling more? Why are we selling less? Then we can predict how are we going to sell more? What are we going to sell tomorrow? How will be our day of operations after tomorrow? And if we can predict, we can start to prescribe. For example, if we can predict the number of passengers that are arriving to the airport, we can open the right number of check-in counters to reduce the queue time. So we are prescribing the best number of check-in counters that are that should be open, and with that we can, in a very cost-efficient way, we can reduce the queue times and improving our customer satisfaction. And we are measuring this. How we are measuring if a department is using or not data for decision making. So one of the tools that we use is Tableau. So we are now having more than 600 users in using Tableau, with more than 3,000 daily visits, more than 1,000 metrics, 150 automated reports. So we are measuring how these visits, how these different business users are using the tool, and this is a KPI we have to measure it, if really the dashboards and the data sources that we are delivering are being relevant for their daily work. And we have developed 3 governance levels. So the strategic is more for management committee dashboards. This is more controlled, and these dashboards are being used to take top-level decisions. So we should have the right quality controls in place. On the operational layers, where we have the self-service dashboards for ad hoc analysis, and we have all available in one single portal where you can see the dashboards that exist, the different KPIs, how they were calculated, where they come from, who is using it. So having everything in one place, it's facilitating the adoption of the analytics and the uses of data for decision making. Also, the data science team is working in a more transformative way. So they need to prioritize new ideas with the business and to experiment. So when we start the data science project, we normally see what is the opportunity, the business opportunity. We develop a proof of concept to test if it's feasible or not, and to calculate the potential business value. And then we start the data science project. So normally a data science project takes about 4 and 6 months or even more. And we start to develop different interactions of the model. We start to validate the model. And then when we see that it's ready to go to production, we start to embed this solution. It can be embedded into our web channels, mobile applications, or can be embedded in just a simple dashboard in Tableau. So, and also we put in place, when it goes to production, control processes. We monitor the process execution and the model accuracy. And we do this together with the business area, and we train the business area to access and understand the model results and to understand the potential impacts on their changes on the business processes, what will be the impact on the model, on the machine learning model that is in production at that moment. So we are working in different initiatives. Our priorities have changed due to COVID, and we are very focused right now in predicting the demand, in personalization, in have more intelligence in our marketing actions, in adapting the customer experience to this new normal situation, in improving our planning processes, where here we call the Airline 4.0 strategy, and in having real-time information in our operations and decisions support tools that are helping to take decisions in the day of operations. So all our historical data has less value now because the reality has changed, and we started to collect new sources of data, starting to analyze mostly Google Flights, Skyscanner, our own digital data to understand the searches, the interest of our customers in traveling, and also using COVID related data, our competitors' data, pricing and capacity, and also microeconomics data and different kinds of customer surveys to understand the intention of traveling, the awareness of the safety measures. So trying to understand the demand is crucial for us. We developed different techniques. So we are, first we started to try to understand the changing trends of the demand. And we also created a demand forecast platform that is being used from all the company. And we have developed different advanced analytics models to predict the expected number of passengers, the expected revenue for the next 2 months, for the next 6 months. And this is all embedded in one single platform and is being adopted by several business areas to be able to quantify and understand what is the best number of flights, what are the best routes to operate, what price should our tickets have. So different decisions that are crucial and the different areas need to understand very well the different demand drivers. And also in personalization. So we are focusing on having contextual marketing with real-time analytics, with different segmentation models, using unsupervised techniques, using and developing behavior customer segmentation, and also usage of recommender system to create intelligent bundles, and analyzing the different customer interactions so we can have more contextual and intelligent promotions. And we have developed the Airline 4.0 strategy. What is this? This is connecting operations with the planning activities. This is measuring data where we don't have yet, adding sensors to measure what is happening in our operations, having real-time information. We are developing what we call the digital twin of our operations, where you can, in like time traveling in the past, and replay the operations and test different scenarios. What if we add more crews on this route? What if we put more aircraft backup? What if we have a storm in this route? What will happen? So we try to simulate different resources and different operation scenarios. And examples of tools that we are developing on this area, we have the network simulator that simulates a network of flights and see what will be the expected punctuality. We have the dynamic resource allocation that is assigning the best tails to the flights in order to control the costs. The standby advisor tool that is recommending what is the best crew to activate in order to cover disruption, predictive maintenance models, having a global vision on our fleet costs, to be able to change and improve our maintenance plan, having real-time alerts in operations, and having real-time recommendations for disruption recovery. And we are not alone. So we work here with universities, we work in research projects with in European Union, with Eurocontrol, with different institutions, with other airlines. We are working with big players like Amazon, Google, IATA, and we are also talking with recognized experts in the industry that help us to see if we are in the right path, and also working with Hangar 51, that is the IHE Startup Accelerator that puts all the companies in contact with very interesting startups, and the startups need to test their products, and we need to find talent. So it's a win-win collaboration. So that's it. Open for questions. Thank you.